morning, y'all, man. Man, today's a big day, guys. I want to thank everybody. First off, give yourself a round of applause for pulling up today. Just definitely want to thank y'all. If you don't know who I am, I'm the one we call Prophet the Problem. Laemmle Exotic entertainer, turned executive, turned producer, turned many things, man. And you guys, I'm so excited to be here today, definitely to introduce this film that these two gentlemen, Doug Skinner and Will Forbes, so geniusly put together. Please stand, please stand, please give it up for the directors and executive producers of the film. You guys, this is day one of the Los Angeles run. We have some flyers out here to tell you guys the rest of the dates. We're here today. We also have tomorrow. We also have Friday with an after party that hits on Friday, that Friday night. And also it'll be some other showings too as well. You guys, but this is day one of breaking the ice and what we've been so brilliantly able to put together. You guys are about to witness about a story that some of you guys may be familiar with. You may be familiar with a couple of these faces. I just want to give a big shout out to Featherstone, aka Ecstasy, where you get an opportunity like I said, to hear an amazing story that it's one of those you had to be there. But now this is an opportunity we're letting you guys into the life and what real, raw Laemmle Exotic looks like. So guys, strap on your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. Afterwards, we're gonna have a Q&A. If you know people that are on the way, tell them, hey, they better hurry the hell up. Bring that ass here, girl. Because this is about to go down, y'all. You guys are about to get taken for a ride, and I'm so excited. 5 years in the making, guys. This right here is history that you're about to witness. Thank you, guys. Whoever's in the film, we up. Let's get this party started. If you would please help me welcome the one and only Apache, ladies and gentlemen. This next gentleman I'm about to introduce you to, let me tell you something. Every time this brother come in the room, I feel a lot safer. Okay? I feel a lot safer, and I'm just glad that this brother's on my team. You know what I'm saying? You guys know him. Some know him as Featherstone, but in the Laemmle Exotic industry, this trend-setting brother right here. Have you ever seen somebody break the neck? Next time I get a car impounded, I don't know who I'm calling. Straight up. You understand me? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me put your hands together for the one, the only Ecstasy. Ladies! Now these next two gentlemen I'm about to introduce you to, man, let me tell you something. When I got the opportunity, it all started from an interview. It all started from a phone call. And I didn't necessarily know what was going on. And you know, us were very weary about what we attach ourselves to in Laemmle Exotic. So when I went to the interview, let me tell you something. These guys had this thing down to the T. You know what I'm saying? It was a respect level. They said they wanted to tell a story that could be told for ages and also could be a story of history in a field that, you know, just started, and I'll tell you how they got started, but it started just from an idea. Just an idea. And here you have it today. The first person I'm going to introduce you to, this brother right here is one of Los Angeles' very own. This brother right here represents LA to the fullest. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please put your hand together for the one and only producer, executive producer, Doug, excuse me, hold on, let me take it a step back. Not only the executive producer, not only the director, but the brainchild behind the questions that got so many great answers, the one and only Doug Skinner, ladies and gentlemen. This next gentleman I'm about to introduce you to hails all the way from Albany, New York. We just got done last week. We had a chance to go out to Albany, meet his family, also premiere the movie for the first time in Albany and in Brooklyn, which was an amazing run. But this gentleman right here, I got an idea to understand why his mind is so eclectic and be able to attach himself to a project like this and tell such a great story. This brother's background is amazing in regards to the film and television industry. And guys, I just have nothing but love and respect for this guy. Guys, if you'll please help me put your hands together for the one and only Will Forbes, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have our cast, and there you have our producers, there you have our directors, and then you got this other fly guy, his name is Prophet the Problem. And yeah, we had a good time. So please, guys, feel free to ask us questions. But before we get started, would you guys like to start by saying anything?
Thank you for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the film. It was a pleasure doing it. Everyone up here is great and contributed greatly to it. Thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow and Friday.
Check. How will that's that. So, do we have any questions? How you doing, sir?
Hey, great film. I went to UCLA Film School, so I have some sense of what it takes to make a film like this. Excellent. Curious about anything that you have on film that we don't see on the screen that you can talk about.
Brother, you just opened up a can, brother. You just opened up a can.
That's your limitations.
Yeah, there's a lot, we're kind of limited into what we could show, what we could, do with music and things like that. We had to be creative with how we did it. But yeah, other than being specific, there's a lot that we couldn't show. So it's like this is the most out of the footage that we could compile with the years that we had and the access that we had.
Great question. Thank you so much, too, for that question, sir. Yes, ma'am. What happened to Jamaica? What happened in Jamaica?
Yeah, the brother, something happened to that poor drug trafficker. We don't know what happened to him. He's somewhere.
Look,
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he went swimming and never came back. Yeah, I mean, God bless his soul.
Some kid I hired off of LinkedIn. Yeah. That's just, and that's actually how the film started. Was like we were working on a scripted TV show about X, and everyone kept telling us that it wasn't believable that he was a stripper and ninja and pastor. So we started putting the camera on him, and then he just started spewing all this stuff about Jamaica. We didn't even ask him about it. He's like, "Oh, if you want to hear something, And then then it just kind of went. And then we did the car story, and then we talked to Tommy, and we found out he did it twice, and then we went back to the actual location, which is not a impound anymore. It's something else, but it's still there. And, yeah.
I have a question.
Great question. Yes.
My question to you, why didn't you stuntman somewhere?
You know what? I was too busy stripping. And we had all the connections in the world, like to everybody in the industry. Everybody around me was acting, and a few people were doing stunt work back then at Tigers. And I just never did it because I was just on the road. I started traveling with Cheryl Underwood kind of early on in my career and just did that for like many years. And that's one of the reasons I ended up in Jamaica. With on the road, traveling, yeah.
Questions? Don't all speak at once. Don't all speak. I know some of y'all got some questions. And we here to answer them for you. I see a regular.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing back there? Thank you for coming.
I'm really interested on like the new people coming in, like financial planning.
Now you talk to the right person.
You're making this money, I get it, and it's coming fast and hard. But
Absolutely.
has anyone talked about financial planning, putting in investment? QILs, anything like that. It would be beneficial that if you had someone come in and, now, but come in during that time in the 90s and when it was really hot, to help out, because then you don't want anyone trapped in the game,
The thing is August 13th, today, dang, makes 22 years for me, right? I do have this up, but 22 years in the game. Back then, it was just so much money, and you might be in our 20s, and you know what I'm saying? That young life is like, you spend it as much quick as you get it, because you know, all I gotta do is go to work tomorrow and I'm gonna get it, or I gotta do is make this phone call, it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta realize these men, and even us, was making not hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? We literally clearing there's some of them was clearing $500,000. You get what I'm saying? So you're not, at that age, you're not thinking about that, you know what I mean? So you don't start thinking that way until it gets later in the game. That's why there's so many that had retired, then came back. Because, you know what I'm saying, it's easy money.
Apache, you have something?
I mean, most of these folks that are up here, I'm quite a bit older than most of the people in here. So I'm from the Tiger days. So back when, we had celebrities walking through the club, we had money flowing left and right. But the problem is that back then, a lot of the stuff that you know about today, nobody knew about back then. Not just us, nobody knew it. I mean, look at our history. I mean, let's be real about it, we black folks, all right? So it's not like you can take your G-string off and go walk into a building and say, hey, what do you do? You're trying to get this loan to buy Tigers like I tried to do after it closed. It is not like they're gonna look at you and go, hey, here, you know all about this business, you've been doing it for X number of years, you would be the perfect person for it. That's not how it didn't work like that back then. Nowadays, it's a little different. You got the internet, you got social media, you can actually build a business. Literally just sitting there with a camera talking. And look at the Jake Paul kid and his brother. These are multi-millionaires, often doing goofy stuff. We were out there busting our butts, dancing, doing everything that we could, but there was nobody that was in that circle that had that knowledge to share with us. And if they did, most of them wouldn't.
Because of the era.
Because of the era of the time.
Like now, everybody, you know what I'm saying, doesn't matter what race, we all know about different ways to invest money. Then it was only, the others who was able to get that kind of, you know what I'm saying, knowledge, It's like I said, if I was a fly on the wall, I can go back and tell myself certain things.
Absolutely. I'll tell you to put a button on that specific question. I remember dancing back in those days, and I remember stacking shapes full of ones, full of fives, just trying to figure out what to do. See, now a lot of us, we had the mindset of being an entrepreneur, but see, just what it was, we wasn't around the right circle of influence to put us in the position to figure out what vehicles to put money in. Like you mentioned, an index universal life or a life insurance policy with living benefits or, those specific things. And that's what, honest to God, if you notice, I talked about business the entire time. And that's what the mindset was for a lot of us and you just don't know what you don't know. Because, honest to God, if I knew, okay, damn, all right, this month I made 10 bands, okay, I could live off 5, put the other 5, front load of IUL or front load of annuity. Now I can have that conversation with my friends, but see, the thing about it is this, will they listen? Will they listen? You don't understand. I'm in the financial services. Actually, some of my partners is in here right now. And that's one of our target markets that we want to talk to, just on the simple fact that it's stuff like that, because there's something called life after something. There's life after dancing. There's life after athletics. There's life after whatsoever. And then, like Manaj said, it hits you just that hard because all you've been doing for so long is this. You've been in this rat race. You've been in this rat race, and sometimes you got to charge it to people's head, not their heart, because you just don't know what you don't know. And that's why I'm a very big advocate. I'm quite sure some of my OGs here are very big advocates of making sure that you get that information. So this generation moving forward, I'll be damned if I let my guys go out like that. You did? All right? Great question. Thank you for asking that too. Not all at once. No?
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy now. Yes, sir. How you doing?
Great film. I loved it. I have 3 questions. What was sort of like the moment when you decided to do this? And what was the budget? And do you have any plans to sort of make like a feature film about any of these stories? Because they're all sort of great characters. They could be a great film,
Sound like an investor.
Thank you. If you're interested. There's 2 counterpoints, and there was one. The initial inception point was we were playing poker at Doug's uncle's house, and Dark and BJ were there and brought up how they used to dance back in the day. So that was the first time we really even knew that these guys were that we knew as gangsters, essentially. were dancers. And then we had that conversation with X because we knew his story and we were trying to write a scripted version of it because we thought the same thing, super compelling, all these guys we knew. And Doug and I worked on a feature a couple years ago, John Henry, and a lot of these guys were in the movie for the same kind of reason, you know, Big Tommy and Doug was also in it, X had a part, Dark had a part, because I saw the same kind of things, you guys super compelling, super interesting, super funny. And this was, when we came back to X, we were like, yeah, we want to do a story about you, but just no one would believe it. So that's when we started just putting the camera on him and letting him talk. And then that expanded into finding all of everything else out, like with Lynette and Hidari and all these other people. Everyone just kind of happened to be connected. And from there, yeah, we just kind of, we kind of did it. And we did it as cheap as you can do a movie. I don't want to put like the full budget out, but like, I think Paranormal Activity money, you know. And it's like, this is my first time I feel like I've really seen the movie because it's been projected on a great screen, you know, huge, like we you know, in other screens we've done have been different kind of projection kind of situations where, you know, even to me looking at it, I'm like, I don't know how we shot that for what we did. Like we did with a Blackmagic 4K camera and just some nice lenses. And even the sound we did with like a little kind of float mic that, you know, shouldn't have worked. Like I think there's so many parts of it, I'm not even sure how we did it.
All these guys have dad bodies. And we had, like Lou said, we had him off his house playing poker, and when he said it, we all looked at each other. I'm like, wait a minute, what you mean dance? I'm thinking maybe like a hip hop thing. No, they were talking about, no, we used to strip. I said, I've been doing that for like almost 20 years, and this never came up. And I'm looking at BJ, looking at Dark, and I'm just like, nah, I just don't see it. And then you see them younger, if you even recognize them, they were completely different back in the day. And it explained a lot of their behavior. So it was, and then talking to them, like Will said, we talking to them, everyone had such a interesting story about that era in their life, and that we knew nothing about. I just knew them as gangsters trying to make it, and then I'm like, well, this is where you came from. This explains a lot. So that's how we came up with it. It was hilarious. It's an interesting story. It was a lane that we wanted to dive into that wasn't watered down. Like other films that we mentioned before, Chocolate City and Magic Mike and all that kind of watered down. We gave you the rawest form of their stories. That's straight from the horse's mouth. No script, no censor. Some things we did with Hales, statute of limitations. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So, that's how we came about.
This film was made FUBU, for us by us. You know what I mean? So that's really one of the testimonies, because you guys gotta understand the history of this business, or the history of this game is dates back about 50 some odd years. For those of you who are familiar with the right track, you guys know it dates back to, you know, it dates way back. Tigers, like you mentioned Tigers, when I was doing Biblical Black Magic, that's all Vid talked about. Oh man, I remember Tigers. We used to go there and throw on.
I remember the commercial.
You feel me? The BET commercial. You know what I mean? For the right track, you know what I'm saying?
You remember the Involved video? Never Gonna Get It?
Yeah.
One of our dancers, rest in peace, his name is Dream,
Mm.
is in that video dancing.
See?
I mean, you know, we were doing things, we were trying to get to a different level, a lot of us. I mean, what was his name? Cameron. What was his, Miami.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah, he was on the Martin show.
Yeah.
I was in the thin line between love and hate, on a different world. We had multiple people that were doing television shows. Now, you mentioned the Fox. All she did was she had the money to do it.
Yeah.
So she put the money up to do what she saw. Because they used to be in the club nonstop. And we, you know, her, Sunshine, I mean, just tons of them. I mean, we were on a different kind of level.
And the game was so, it's like a, you know, something that you're not supposed to be doing. So that's what made it so, the girls have them now. Everybody's doing everything. Everybody's doing it or trying to, or it's like nobody has to leave out the house because they can go on Instagram and watch guys rotating and trying to do what these guys put on the map. And the same thing with us females trying to do what we put on the map, you know, so and money has has nosedived a lot because of social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
we
not,
didn't have it.
yeah, it was like, you didn't have to worry about the club being empty because people like, yeah, it's the weekend, we about to go in. You know what I'm saying? The guys talk like, yeah, dude, we did this weekend, whatever. The girl's like, girl, I can't tell my man we went out. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, the thing. Now it's just, you know, wide open. You know, it's so.
And it was only a few of us. There was only 12 dancers
Yeah.
at Tigers, so we were considered to be more like ghetto celebrities, like, you
Yes,
know.
we are.
So it was only, and then back then it was only Tigers and the Hope Bar, and then he changed it over to the Right Track lane. But there was only 2 clubs back then, so it was hard to get in. You had to audition for the women, for us just to approve you as a dancer, and then we had to vote you in. It wasn't like you just started dancing back then.
The funny thing is I saw his first day.
Yeah, he did.
So he's the OG to them, I'm the OG to him.
This is
crazy.
true. I did a lot of messed up stuff on stage. Yeah.
Do you guys think it's fair? Like, when rappers today, newer rappers, they can go online and they can stream and they can do all this and make this money, quote unquote. And then the older rappers are like, damn, it was harder for us back then to make money. I can sit at home, I just heard you guys say that. Do you think it's fair now that other exotic dancers can just turn on, any old person can just turn on the camera, turn on the light, and then get.
They've been watching porn forever, bro. They've been watching porn forever.
Hey, I think it is. The reason why I say it is fair because if you're an entertainer for real, and if you're looking at this from a business aspect, you know, you gotta adapt with the times, man. These guys, all right. One thing is this: why wouldn't a person want to adapt with the times and go streaming? These guys are making millions of dollars in what's crazy. There's a genre of male exotic that's being faked out there, and this is the real thing. So why wouldn't you just like Hennessy said? This takes a certain type of person to do this. You gotta really love women. You really gotta love dancing, entertainment, or whatever the case may be. And imagine if the world can see that in a light where it's just not, oh, all these niggas is hoes. No, these niggas is actually real life entertainers putting together shows for entertainment that should probably surpass folks on Broadway, Vegas, or the residencies. This is the real. I've been a part of all the worst shit. I've been a part of the Chocolate Cities. I've been a part of the, you know what I'm saying? I've been a part of it all. You know what I'm saying? The folks that's trying to front and make this shit. You know, and finally, we get somebody that really that has access to the real deal, and this is what people get to see.
I have these guys back so hard. When I say so hard, because every time somebody wants to turn, there be a lot of females, and then males want to turn their nose up, so they gay, these niggas gay, da. And I'm like, excuse me? I was like, these men that are, yes, they do have some men that are that, and they dance for that crowd. I said, but these men, if another man come in the door and call themselves looking at you, then beat them down to a pulp, because they don't play no games. These men are straight. Like, just like men like to see sexy women dance, women love the same thing too, so why not? You know what I mean? Like, I'll be having y'all back, like, real for real. Like,
I wanted to say one thing in reference to the question about social media. All right, now, I'm a little older, so I didn't walk this dog a little bit longer. And to watch social media, I watch it in a different way and perceive it in a different way. There are benefits to it, and then there is for us. Now, you notice I'm saying for us, because this is a thing called shadow banning. And they'll shadow ban us like that. You put up a post, and they say, you know what? That message, we don't want that message out. And so they shadow ban it. And that's why you have a situation right now where you have a president that is probably one of the biggest idiots in the world. Because X, the person behind it, had the money. And if you don't like the message, if he doesn't like your message, they're never going to see your message. And that's the problem with us. We need to unite, put our own platform together, do something where we are in control of our own destiny, not going through a third party to do whatever. That's like being dancers and going to a club, and the club owner really don't like what you're doing, but he just liked the money. So whenever he decides to say, I'm closing the door, it's closed, period. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Same thing with social media.
One thing I wanted to say is kind of like, as an observer of this world, coming in, just kind of trying to be the camera behind it. I think there is a lot of stigma of just kind of people approaching, and we felt that, trying to bring the movie around to festivals, trying to bring it around to distributors. We got very, very lucky that Kino Lorber saw something special in the movie enough to bring it out in theaters and let people experience it in a room together. Is that there's a stigma behind assuming there's kind of a nastiness that's going to be going on, and that's all there, but it's all from a place of joy. If you watch the movie, all this thing, like the women are having a great time, the men are having a great time. There's no one there that's like, it seems like feels uncomfortable with what's going on or anything. Everyone's there for that entertainment, and these guys are entertainers, above all else. And when they get the chance to be in any room, like we were in, like Prophet said, we were in Brooklyn last week, and a friend of mine from college, he was Italian, and he brought his whole family out, including his aunt and his uncle, and in their 60s. And his aunt got picked up, at a private show. She had a great time. She's been posting about it everywhere. She had a life-changing experience. Like, she's in her 60s. She's never this and that. She went home to her husband and had the same warm up the other guys did. So,
Trying to tell y'all.
and it was a whole room. It's just kind of we've had a mixed crowd. It's like the movie's for y'all, but it's for everybody's experiencing this thing in a new way, and it's allowing people to see it, kind of lose that stigma, and be able to see these guys as not just sexual objects or anything like that, but these guys are entertainers, and they're out there to have everyone have a good time, and they show it, and everyone does.
Like, they actually put on a show. They think about, my music. They think about my costume. Now how I'm gonna move to this music, how I'm gonna bring these women into what I created, and and throw it back at them. They don't understand. Like I said, like when you think of stripper, they think, oh, guy just throwing his dick around, or a female, she just showing ass titties and whatnot. And it's not. Like, it's so much more. Like, just how Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, all of them, they go in their studio, they put it down, they go in the rehearsal hall, they put it down. Well, the real entertainers do the same thing. We're putting it down from beginning to end, like literally. For like a lot of people, when they think of female strippers, y'all think about stripper poles and lap dances. Well, there's a whole group of us that do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And we'll do it exactly what they do. Which is, that's the part that I love, the art of creating. You know what I mean? Get rid of the pole, give me a floor, let me show you. I was like I said, just been blessed to know these guys and watch them. I came to the club at 16. I wasn't supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I was there, and I was shocked. I loved it because it was entertaining. Now you do have got those who don't have it, and you be like, going about your business. But these, man.
Bless. We had another question. Somebody said a hand right. Twin, what's happening?
Hey, I don't have a question, but what I will say is that you guys did an excellent job of inviting the audience into this world and allowing us to be a fly on the wall, and I would just love to see it circulating through more film festivals. That's what I was trying. It was great. I loved it. It was very entertaining. It was intimate.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be out on video on demand on September 1st.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Nice, man. Round of applause. That's big business. There you go, y'all. We don't penetrate it. What this means for us, guys, just to give you somewhat of an idea. This means we've penetrated the market. You know what I'm saying? We penetrated the market for the world now. Just like you see out there on television, you guys see genres. You guys see, for example, detective movies. You guys see CSI movies. You guys see now what they're doing, what they're trying to mimic. You guys, I'm a producer of All the Queen's Men. And let me tell you something, it needs saving, if you get what I'm saying. And this right here, guys, can be the sponsor. So we ask you guys, please, repost. Please tell a friend. Guys, we got a show tomorrow. We got a show Friday. Then we got a show afterwards. We have shows.
We're going to be playing through next Friday at the Glendale Laemmle. For everyone here, we have tickets to the after party on Friday. If you can't make the screening on Friday, just see us after. We'll give you a wristband and a ticket for that.
We're actually going to have a lot of amazing performers there. You guys are going to get to see the guys, some of the guys from the movie. Should we give them the lineup since they're here?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, guys, for our lineup, of course, we're going to have DJ Matrix. He's going to be on the ones and twos. We got yours truly going to be at the MC of the night. We got the beautiful, the one, the only Classic. She will be performing, and I hope she does the water show. I really do. Then we're going to have champagne, and then we're going to have the man, the myth, the motherfucking legend. Oh, we got Hennessy, and then we also have Mike Jones and we have Apocalypse. So you guys, that's going to be an amazing. They call them the stage killers. You guys, you got to understand. Nobody that's going to touch. It's not going to be a brothel, guys. It's not going to be 30 goddamn dancers. We're not getting started at 11 o'clock. We're not getting started at 12. No, we getting started on time. That's how we want to do this. And that's the part of the business. We're trying to plug the hole of the leaks of the business while starting one on time, being, giving it some professionalism. As you can see, we're trying to get this professional touch. Not trying to, we have given it a professional touch because we want people to respect this one too. And guys, can you guys imagine seeing this like for real? And I'm not talking about like no bullshit. Can you imagine seeing a series of some shit like this? Just come on, man. Come on, man.
Think about it like this. The WWF been around forever.
For real.
They run around in little tight shorts and shorts.
Okay.
They got great storylines.
Mm-hmm.
They create a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, they do.
But everybody in this room that watched it at least once. Every person.
Facts.
At least once. And there are people that are well into their older years like myself. I don't watch it, but they still watch it. That's why they on Netflix. All these years later.
Yeah, well, I think this is a genre of entertaining that our story hasn't been told. This, like I said, this was like a black market whisper type thing where you get invited by somebody that you know, but what we're trying to do is bring our story to the A market and tell it honestly and truthfully of what has happened in our lives, and honestly, this genre of entertainment has affected the entire world. Even the way that people dance right now, it has been affected by male exotic dancers, and that's just the truth. And when I say every genre, like the clown dancing, I remember when Tommy the Clown came in the Tigers, and he auditioned, he couldn't even get in the club. So a lot of people who are big right now, to start out, they try it out at Tigers. And now our story's being told.
There was a time where we controlled music.
Yeah,
absolutely. Literally controlled music. I remember going down on Sunset. I went to a record store. I saw a red record, and the name on the record was Volume 10. Nobody knew who this dude was. Next thing you know, it's the West Coast anthem, which is Pistol Grip Pump on my lap at all times. I started playing that song, and that song went from here. I took it to Japan. It was the #1 song in Japan. We controlled music, literally controlled music. Luke, all that booty shaking, that's all up. Let me see you do the rap. Everybody knows these songs. Go Shorty, It's Your Birthday, all that. That's us. Had it not been for the strip clubs, the radio station wouldn't be playing it.
The club racing, Jeezy wouldn't be who he is.
Just
None of them.
none of them. Point blank blank.
Because if we can't shake to it, we
What's the
don't.
girl, Trina?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
With that being said, guys, you guys, again, it's a lot of history up here, guys, and we're excited to finally get this out. Just imagine having a prize, and we've been trying to share it with folks for so long, so we're finally able to share our toys. Here it is, you guys. Please, can you give us one more round of applause for Name of the Game? Again, tell a friend, and we just want to thank all of you guys for coming tonight, man. I'm Prophet the Problem, signing out. To remember the names, we got the one and only Doug Skinner, Will Forbes, Classic, Featherstone, aka Ecstasy, Apache, and we got Brandon in the house. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.